This intrusive thought is triggered by what you probably just saw happen, whether it was on camera or not, but I was parking the car, yeah. Ria's a donut. But this intrusive thought is, why do people drive into parking spaces front ways? Like me, if I always reverse into a parking space. Yeah, no, when I saw you do it, I was very concerned. But why do people do that? Because you know what it is? I'm like, if you reverse in, when you're ready to go, you're gone. Do you get what I'm saying? You can just go. When you drive in front ways, now you got to do big maneuvers to be able to leave and go on your way, go to your home, go to wherever you're going next. Why do people drive in front ways? It makes no sense to me, like, especially when you've got the space. Plus, also, it's easier to navigate a vehicle when it's doing a turn in reverse than it is going forwards, because going forwards, you have to cut the corner, basically. You can't create the same arc, which is quite interesting based on where we are right now. But anyway, you can't create the same arc. So when you drive in front ways, you're just making it hard for yourself, if you ask me. Because yeah, but anyway, intrusive thoughts in it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So yeah, so that's how it goes. So for me, my 3 words: inspiring, moving, and I just had the 3rd word in my head. Inspiring, moving. Oh, yes, spontaneous, right. So, inspiring, I'm going to first of all shout out my boy Brenz, Soca King on Instagram, all of that kind of stuff. Known him since we were in primary school, literally known him since I was 4 years old, and seen him go through so many different things in his life, good, bad, and the ugly. And you know me, I'm not religious, believe in God, believe deeply in a creator, and believe I have a phenomenal relationship with my creator. I just don't follow a particular religion. I was thinking about it this morning. I'll probably talk more about this another day, but I see religion as education for me. Not education by way of what I take on, but the true education, i.e. the etymology of the word educate is educe, and to educe means to draw out. Therefore meaning, like, education should be drawing things out of us. And I think religion, in terms of what I learned from different religions, be it Christianity, be it Islam, be it Hinduism, be it Buddhism, be it whatever, do you get what I'm saying? I want to say Rastafari, but I don't classify that as a religion. I classify it as a liberty, but then all religions should be liberties. Anyway, I'm going off track. The point is, I want to bring this up because even though I'm not religious, I don't mind going into certain religious settings and being in those spaces and being able to be amongst like worship and prayer and stuff like that. And so my boy Brenz, he invited me to church with him on Sunday. I also knew that he was going to be getting baptized that evening, but he invited me to church with him. Really, really good service. The church he goes to, yeah, yo, that pastor is fire. The way he breaks down the topics in his sermons is fire. Yeah, no, that's what their church is like. No, but their church you have to be ready though, because 9:30 service, the first hour 20 is just singing. The first hour 20 is just song. And then the pastor's coming out about 5 to 11. He's doing an hour 20. He's doing an hour 20. So it finishes at 12:15. Mm-hmm. So if you thought it was like Catholic or something where it was an hour and you're out, no, it's not that. In an hour, they're still just singing. Do you get what I'm saying? But anyway, long story short, really good service, really good sermon. And then just watching him, like going, then obviously me and him were reasoning for a couple hours after. I went to his house, we were kind of just talking, whatever, reflecting on the last sort of 7 months for him and what's also coming next for him. He's going to be moving to Dubai in like 2 months in order to do work out there. And yeah, man, like then seeing him get baptized that evening was just mad inspiring. Like I was just like, yo, I'm really happy for him. Do you get what I'm saying? Given that, you know, he only really started getting back closer to his faith about 7 months ago, and only actually set foot physically in the church on New Year's. So it's only been 4 or 5 weeks.
So did he not really have a religious background before?
He had a religious background, but he only got closer to his faith again in the last few years and only took it really, really seriously in the last 7 months. And then he only set foot physically in the church, that church I'm talking about, on New Year's Eve, sorry. He went there for New Year's Eve. And so to go from New Year's Eve, I really like this church, to like 3-4 weeks later saying I want to get baptized, and then getting baptized.
What's going on, guys? Welcome
that.
back to episode 3 of Daily Decisions.
Ria actually made eye contact this time, guys, which was good. Do you get what I'm saying? It was much needed. So anyway, we're gonna have to do this one rapid fire, you know, guys, because we're in the office still, and To be honest, the office is used to me being here anyway until like 8 o'clock. You're not often here this late, but
Not often.
yeah, I'm often in the office until these kind of times. But we don't want to bad mind my man downstairs and just be here for too long. By the way, this is being filmed. I should have said this before. This is being filmed at Impact Hub in King's Cross. We appreciate them allowing us to use the space. Do you get what I'm saying? So we're grateful to have the partnership. You will therefore, in future episodes, be seeing some of the other members who are entrepreneurs that do different things, trying to better society in future episodes. So stay locked in.
Stay locked in. And I just want to say as well, off the back of what Lewis just said, I say we're always here. 7pk, Lewis is always here. Until times like this, yeah, because sometimes you have to put in the extra work. Sometimes you have to put in the extra hours that nobody sees. Literally if I was to turn the camera around and show you, everybody in the hub's gone home. Apart from the main, everybody else in the office has gone home, and it's the work that nobody sees, which is why you're allowing yourself to be in good position. So 100%. Lewis makes a daily decision to stay here past everybody else because he has a different work ethic. So
I like to think so. But anyway, let's dive in. I appreciate that. Guess who?
Anyway, this person decided in 2001 to make a gangster film.
2001. Are you sure it's 2001?
Oh, sorry, let's start again. This person decided in the 2000s to make a gangster.
No, that's not fair. I gave you specific years. I gave you specific years.
I don't know the specific year.
That shouldn't even be able to count as a clue, blood. But,
to make a gangster film.
I think I know who it is, but go to the next clue. I'm willing to take her.
But you're allowed to guess.
I know, but I want another clue.
Okay. This person decided to release an audiobook recently.
50 Cent. I knew it was 50 because when she said 2001, I was thinking, but Get Rich or Die Trying came out in 2003.
Yeah, but
as an album, and I was like, I'm sure the film was like 04, 05. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, come on, man, don't play with me, bro. Don't play with me, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Put my score on the board. That's another 4 points. That's another 4 points, yeah? So now it's 8-0. Anyway, we're gonna go straight in, people. We don't waste no time. The 3-word week. Welcome to the 3-word week. Okay, Ria, have you got 3 words to describe your week?
Yeah, so my week this week, I would say, has been refreshing.
Ooh.
I would say has been, even though I was screaming on in the last podcast about structure, it's been a bit unstructured within structure. That's about 4 words, but let's just say that. And I would say my last word would be collaborative.
Ooh, break it down for us.
So first word, refreshing, I would say, because I did a lot of things I didn't usually do this week. I went to a lot of new walk-in spots. Like some of you may or may not know, I like to do running throughout my week. So I'm just trying to mix up things. I don't always want to go to the same park. I don't always want to run in the same places. So I was looking for new and different green spaces around my area.
Nice.
And I managed to find this really nice hill that I really probably I'm going to go to from now on. So that was refreshing, just to have a different type of place that you go to within your day. Structured but unstructured. I say that because some days I was working from home, some days I was working in the office, but I still feel like I maintained a structure to my working routine, but I also, like I said, had different things I was doing in my day which were spontaneous. Sometimes maybe going out to eat, or eating different foods, something I've been trying to incorporate into my routine. So yeah. And the last word I said was, do you remember, because I keep forgetting?
Refreshing, structured but
The reason I say my week would be collaborative is because there's some people that I've been introduced to that have a lot of up and coming exciting projects that I feel like would be really good for us to collaborate on, and it's just also opened my mind to think, wow, like you think you're open-minded and you think you have a certain way of thinking, only to be mind blown and be like, okay, cool, there's other people out here with a whole heap of different ideas, different perspectives. So I just love collaborating with people with fresh ideas.
I love that, and I think in even just reflecting on that for you, like one of the things that we talked about in this last week, and how you go about being able to understand where people are at when they're presenting the potential for collaboration, so you know how best to be of value but also leverage. And this is something I think we'll break down over time in the podcast. But I think for those of you that are watching and listening, I don't want to come across as patronizing, because we don't know who necessarily is watching and listening, but in our minds we imagine there will be a number of young people, and that ability to contribute but also know how you will benefit, finding that balance can be challenging for a lot of people. A lot of people go into environments and unfortunately they are too heavy on the taking side, or they're too heavy on the one. For me, my 3 words: inspiring, moving, and I just had the 3rd word in my head. Inspiring, moving. Oh, yes, spontaneous, right. So, inspiring, I'm going to first of all shout out my boy Brenz, Soca King on Instagram, all of that kind of stuff. Known him since we were in primary school, literally known him since I was 4 years old, and seen him go through so many different things in his life, good, bad and ugly. And you know me, I'm not religious, believe in God, believe deeply in a creator, and believe I have a phenomenal relationship with my creator. I just don't follow a particular religion. I was thinking about it this morning. I'll probably talk more about this another day, but I see religion as education for me. Not education by way of what I take on, but the true education, i.e. the etymology of the word educate is educe, and to educe means to draw out. Therefore meaning like education should be drawing things out of us. And I think religion, in terms of what I learned from different religions, be it Christianity, be it Islam, be it Hinduism, be it Buddhism, be it whatever, do you get what I'm saying? I want to say Rastafari, but I don't classify that as a religion. I classify it as a liberty, but then all religions should be liberties. Anyway, I'm going off track. The point is, I want to bring this up because even though I'm not religious, I don't mind going into certain religious settings and being in those spaces and being able to be amongst like worship and prayer and stuff like that. And so my boy Brenz, he invited me to church with him on Sunday. I also knew that he was going to be getting baptized that evening, but he invited me to church with him. Really, really good service. The church he goes to, yeah, yo, that pastor is fire. The way he breaks down the topics in his sermons is fire. Yeah, no, that's what their church is like. No, but their church you have to be ready though, because 9:30 service, the first hour 20 is just singing. The first hour 20 is just song. And then the pastor's coming out about 5 to 11. He's doing an hour 20. He's doing an hour 20. So it finishes at 12:15. Mm-hmm. So if you thought it was like Catholic or something where it was an hour and you're out, no, it's not that. In an hour, they're still just singing. Do you get what I'm saying? But anyway, long story short, really good service, really good sermon. And then just watching him, like going, then obviously me and him were reasoning for a couple hours after. I went to his house, we were kind of just talking, whatever, reflecting on the last sort of 7 months for him and what's also coming next for him. He's going to be moving to Dubai in like 2 months in order to do work out there. And yeah, man, like then seeing him get baptized that evening was just mad inspiring. Like I was just like, yo, I'm really happy for him. Do you get what I'm saying? Given that, you know, he only really started getting back closer to his faith about 7 months ago, and only actually set foot physically in the church on New Year's. So it's only been 4 or 5 weeks. So
did he not really have a religious background before?
He had a religious background, but he only got closer to his faith again in the last few years and only took it really, really seriously in the last 7 months. And then he only set foot physically in the church, that church I'm talking about, on New Year's Eve, sorry. He went there for New Year's Eve. And so to go from New Year's Eve, I really like this church, to like 3-4 weeks later saying I want to get baptized.
We're going to continue with Lewis's 3-word week.
Yes, so I broke down inspiring in a lot of detail because obviously like, I was talking about my boy's baptism. Can't remember exactly where we had to cut the camera, but either way I think I've broken that down in enough detail. You know, the fact that he hadn't actually physically set foot in that church until, and by the way, as I said, I'm not religious. I believe in God, but I'm not religious, but I love learning from different religions. But just seeing his journey in terms of making the decision to get closer to religion and become more of a man of faith, and then doing that, extremely inspiring. And I would also say that's part of the reason as to why I found the week was moving, which was my second word. I'd say moving simply because there were a number of things, not just his baptism, but there were a number of things that I had heard that week, seen that this week, that I just thought was like, it was moving me to say, wow, yeah, some adjustments can and will be made. Some of that was also due to work-based stuff. So for example, we've got a couple of client projects, one of which revolves around some young people who we mentor as apprentices, where we help to place these young people into apprenticeships with one of our client partners, and then also have been working with them and just hearing like how they're finding their experience in these jobs that they've now got as apprentices, hearing about that, and you know, just actually also like how much they're gaining from our mentorship, gaining from just being in the environment, gaining from having wraparound support from all the different partners involved. It's really moving for me. And similarly, like there's another client where a very challenging situation is having to be navigated within their organization, which we're playing a big part in facilitating that, and just hearing people speak so openly about the genuine experiences they're having at work and their desire to see the organization evolve and improve and move forwards. It's extremely moving, do you get what I'm saying? So that was that. And then spontaneous, yo, I mean, even me to some extent, I left it last minute. I think I only booked my plane ticket and hotel, like, I think I booked the plane ticket like 3 weeks before, I booked the hotel like 2 weeks before. But I'm going to Atlanta this weekend coming, and I'm going there so I invested in, it's called a mastermind. Effectively, it's a very comprehensive personal development program. So I follow a motivational speaker a lot. I've been to a number of his different conferences and stuff like that. In fact, I'm sure at some point Ria's going to end up dropping something on one of our, maybe YouTube, of a vlog from when she came to one of the conferences last year, which was in Mexico. But whilst out there in Mexico, they were talking about a new program that they have created, which basically is, sorry, I should have indicated there, but which basically is yeah, no, it's true, because man,
Lewis is a crazy driver, you know?
I'm not far from a crazy driver.
He is
Look
a
how
crazy
calm I'm
driver.
being.
No,
Rhea,
sometimes.
No, Rhea's a liar, because before she cut on the camera, she was like, right, when you drive, it's like so calm, and then like,
no,
don't
I
make
never
her
said
lie.
it's so calm. The fact that he can go on his phone and drive is... Oh, sorry.
Don't tell me that's happening yet.
No,
guys, keep it to yourself, keep it to yourself.
No, but listen, guys.
When I go on my
he's a late
phone, it's still
breaker.
hands-free, and
He's a
I'm
late breaker.
making calls. No, I'm not late breaker.
Sometimes I think, oi!
No, she's saying
his
she's
bumper,
lying.
boy.
She's lying,
Anyway, carry on.
But like, it's still hands-free, and I'm just using it to
But
make
you see
to
how the
join
camera's
meetings.
going? This is
I'm
why I
just
can't
using
keep
it
the
to join
camera
meetings.
straight.
So, yeah, don't do that. We're on a country road. We're on a country road and it's windy. Don't do that. It's windy. It's windy. You get me? It's a windy road. Let me finish my third word, blood. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, now, so yes. Anyway, spontaneous, because so this particular program, it's like a really, really comprehensive and in theory accelerated approach to your own personal and professional development as well as business development. And because the company's American, every quarter there's a meetup, and the meetups are obviously stateside because of the fact that they're an American company, and everybody on the program apart from me is based in the States. I think actually, to be fair, there might be one person who lives in Jordan or something, and she still manages to join them, but I don't know if she's still part of the program or not. But other than that, everyone else is in the States. So anyway, long story short, next meetup's this weekend in Atlanta, and I'm gonna go. I've also, because I think to myself, why am I flying all the way across the Atlantic to be somewhere for 2 days? Because the conference is literally the Saturday, so I'm gonna go on the Friday, the conference on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday they're having like a Super Bowl party, because it's the Super Bowl that evening. So I thought, do you know what I'll do? My two friends and my co-founders of my other business, they're in Boston at Harvard, so I'm gonna fly to Boston. So that's my plan. Had been saying to my fiance, yo, you should come, like, you know, you're a teacher, but it's alright because it's half term by the time we're there, all that kind of stuff. She was like, nah, it's cool. And then on Sunday, after I actually left church with my friend, to be fair, I just phoned her to check in, see how she was. And then conversation just led to her saying, you know, I feel like I need to be around more people who are kind of like, you know, inspiring, stretching. I said, you need to come to Atlanta, you know. And then she just said yes. And so literally the spontaneity comes in that since yesterday I've been sorting out her flights, my daughter's flights. My daughter's only one, she's coming with us, and then sorting out hotels and whatever. So yeah, like spontaneity in that. Now this weekend we'll be going to Atlanta and Boston, do you feel me? So mad week, do you get what I'm saying? But I'm absolutely grateful and excited by it. So yeah, tell us your 3 words in the comments below.
Let us know your 3 words. Let us know how your week's been. Okay, decision of the day, Lewis. Mm-hmm. So, you're in your early stages of trying to be an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. You've got your business idea, your mission, your vision, seeing the revenue that you want to be seeing. Like, you're very low on funds right now. You don't know how you're going to eat next week. You don't know how you're going to put food on the table.
Gets like that.
Yeah. What is your plan of action?
If I've got responsibilities, like serious responsibilities, I'm not gonna lie, I'm picking up a part-time job in order to be able to at least cover the expenses that are needed. It might not allow me to have much disposable income. I might not be able to live soft life, but the truth of the matter is, but the truth of the matter is, at least I'm covering the responsibilities and taking that stress off my head. There's a book that I read many years ago called Entrepreneurial Revolution. It's honestly one of the best books I've ever read, especially for the purposes of entrepreneurship. And one of the parts of the book, he talks about 3 parts of the brain. And by the way, this is not like based on research or psychology, it's just names that he's given it, but he calls it the reptile brain, which is basically our brain that's like on survival mode. Like, we just need to know that we're going to be able to survive, pay bills, whatever. Then you've got the monkey brain, which is like, that does day-to-day tasks. It can be consistent, it can do the same things day in and day out, habits, etc. Then you have the empire builder brain, which is about being a visionary and seeing yourself as abundant and believing that everything you want to do in life, the resources already exist. It's just about you tapping into those. The reason I bring that up is because you see, if that reptile brain is screaming at you like, oh my god, you can't pay your bills, oh my god, how are you going to survive, how are you going to eat, you can't tap into the monkey, let alone the empire builder brain. So as far as I'm concerned, if that's going to put your mind at rest, go and do that, innit? Go and get that part-time job, do what you need to do. I was kind of a bit different in that I kind of had like little things that people would still ask me to do in my early stages where the business weren't making no money. I might get asked, can you come and run this workshop here? And that might be a quick like 3 bills, 4 bills, do you get what I'm saying? Like, so it would get man through, do you get what I'm saying? Because I didn't have no part-time job once I decided I was going to be an entrepreneur. So I very much was lucky in that sense. I had that. But also, if I'm keeping it 100, there was bare borrowing of money going on, you know what I'm saying? Whichever friend or family member could borrow man of 5 bills until whatever, and I couldn't always put a date on when I get it back. I always got it back to them, but it was just, I couldn't always put a date on it. There was bare borrowing going on. What? Are you mad? Do you get what I'm saying? Because I didn't have stability, do you get me? So yeah, like you know, I'd say try not to be in a position where you have to do so much borrowing, hence why I say get the part-time job, but then keep grafting, keep working. And if I'm being honest though, because I know you want some specifics around how you actually move the business part forwards, my suggestion would be that actually, if right now it's not bringing in the revenue, maybe you need to actually start to reorganize your time to focus on those RGAs, which we call revenue generating activities. So people might have heard the 80-20 rule before, which is that, you know, you want to spend 80% of your time, on the 20% of tasks that actually are the most productive and move the needle the most. Whereas what happens as people is we tend to spend 80% of our time on the things that really aren't going to move the needle. Like, let me do some admin, or, you know, like, even to some extent, let me do some nice social media posts. Like, maybe your business relies on that, but maybe you're like our business and it really doesn't. Like, you know, we're just getting into the social media game now, but 7PK's been around for like 4 years. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And I say 4 years based on the company was formally set up in February of 2021, but I was already operating the business prior to that, you know, which is a normal thing. Some people think, oh, I have to start the company to start the business. No, like, you can start doing the business as a sole trader and then create the company after. But the point is, like, we didn't use social media before that. Like, we were already at 6 figures before we started using social media. We weren't relying on it. Do you get what I'm saying? So the point is, like, I was focusing on revenue generating activities. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that's one thing I would say to people is, like, really break down your business. If you know that you're not driving revenue, which is effectively what means you do have a business, what are the 3 things, and there's normally only 3, that you absolutely must be doing to generate revenue? Maybe you need to stop focusing on social media so much. You need to get out there and be at events. You need to be on LinkedIn DMing people. You need to be, I don't know, if you're a product-based business, you need to be finding ways to be at market stalls and stuff like that to do features. You need to be sending your stuff to influencers and thinking that, I don't know what it is, but focus on revenue generating activities as opposed to the other stuff that's a bit more fluffy. So that would be it for me, is strip back all the stuff that's nice to haves and focus on what is it going to take for me to just focus on revenue. That might mean, yeah, you need to, you know, like, make your shop, your website page for online sales of your products a bit better. But also, does it have to be 10 out of 10 today? There's some people with shocking websites that we still buy from. Do Do you get what I'm saying? So actually, is it all about the UI of your website, or is it just about the UX, like not the user interface, but the user experience? Can you make the user experience more geared towards sales versus trying to have a beautiful user interface that people go, oh, this is a pretty website, when actually they don't care about buying though? Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that would be it for me. What about for you?
I completely agree. But I feel like in our society, entrepreneurship is so glamorized that people don't understand, but people are underestimating the fact of you need stability first.
Yeah.
You can't even build a 6-figure business if you're not in your right frame of mind, if you're worrying about where your next meal is going to come from, your next nourishment, the roof over your head. So getting yourself out of survival mode for me is personally the most important thing.
100%.
And also the revenue you may generate from a part-time job, or a full-time job, if that's the route you want to go
100%,
down,
yeah.
is something you can reinvest back into your business. But
I let that go, that's all right, man.
It's about how you manage your time to be able to say, can I fit in whatever I need to do, my RGAs, my marketing, my business plan, can I fit all of that around my schedule for me going to work right now? Do you know what I mean? But just thinking logically and strategically, and sometimes you need to put your pride to the side.
100%.
We all have to start from somewhere.
100%.
Experience is not something you can just get out of nowhere. You need to pick it up from putting in your reps, and sometimes you may even find that in a job, but don't think that you being in a job is somebody like controlling you or mastering you. It's not like that, and a lot of people see it like that. I don't want to go to a job because I don't want to be working for no one. Yeah, there may be a time where you don't need to work for anyone, but sometimes you need to prioritize stability first, is what I'm trying to say.
And just to add to that quickly, I know we're short on time because we're nearly pulling up in about 3-4 minutes, but like, I'll be real, some people are not made to be entrepreneurs right now. Not saying that you can't become an entrepreneur at some point, but some people need to go and have a career and become an entrepreneur in their 40s. Like, I'm just being honest. No, I'm being 100%. Because do you know what it is? Because I started early. I started at 21, but the truth of the matter is, I started with very little experience. And that's probably why my journey's taken longer than some others. Do you know how much people go and have amazing jobs? Most businesses that we see today that are really great businesses are not started by 20-year-olds. They're not. They're started by people in their 40s and 50s who have so much experience in their careers, so much relationships and contacts. They understand systems so well. They understand their industry or sector so well that now they're able to start a business, and within 2 years they're at 7 figures because they already know the industry, the sector, the people, the systems. Do you get what I'm saying? So don't swallow your pride, fam. You don't have to be an entrepreneur right now. You can be one later on down the line. And also, some people are not built to be entrepreneurs at all. Some people are built to be amazing number 2s, number 3s, number 4s, number 5s. Like, it's okay. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing better about a person who's a quote-unquote entrepreneur and the person who works in a particular career that they enjoy. They don't feel stressed. They're able to feed their family. They're able to have a stable life, and they take care of their children. They take care of their parents, whatever, in a way that they're comfortable with. Like, I still respect that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that is very respectable. So I don't know, innit? I personally, I think you gotta look at all angles. That's my viewpoint. The outcome. I don't know if Ria would have seen this. I didn't actually personally see it, but I heard it talked about on a podcast. Obviously, next week is... What is it, this week? When's the Mobos? It's this week, actually. So yeah, this week coming is the Mobos. I think it's on Wednesday evening. And obviously... No, sorry, this ain't even a reference to the Mobos. This is a reference to the Brits, sorry, which is not actually for a couple of weeks, I think. But long story short, some people who've been around for a while and are into UK rap, you might know about Benny Banks, you know what I'm saying? So he had his run back in the early 2010s, back when him, Joe Black and Squeaks were almost seen as a bit of a trio, even though they were very much solo artists. And then you've got, for people that are maybe more into, what's popping right now, people will know about Little Sims, you know what I'm saying? Just as a rapper, full stop. Let's not even just say as a female rapper, full stop. She's one of the coldest in this country, and has had a sensational run in the last 3 years. Benny Banks was talking online on Twitter about how he's a bit confused as to how Little Sims is being nominated for a Brit. He's sitting there going, what's she actually done in the last 12 months? And I just think, personally, Benny, you look weird, bro. First of all, you and Little Sims are from...
you look weird, bro.
It looks weird, bro. You're from the same ends, bro. Literally, you're both from Highbury, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? You're both from Highbury. You're meant to be saying like shout out to everybody from Islington. You used to say that in your tracks, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? And then now you've got someone from your ends who's doing their thing at a very high level, and you're kind of like using her as a scapegoat for what sounds to me almost like frustration at the fact that maybe you haven't been considered. And I don't think he was ever expecting to be considered for the Brits. Maybe he doesn't necessarily care about the Brits specifically as an award ceremony. But it's like, why are you on to people? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and he's saying, oh, like, you know, I think he was saying something about it makes sense for Getz to be there, whatever. But like, bro, Getz's last album was 2021. Technically, he shouldn't even fall into that either, because the Brits should be taken into account end of 2022 through to like early 2020 or late 2022 through to late 2023. So it's just, to me, I just think it doesn't come across right. The decision to go online and start throwing shade and talking XYZ, it's just not a good look. Do you get what I'm saying? Personally, for me, it's just not a good look. But your thoughts, Ria?
Just especially if you're gonna do that from someone to someone that's from your area. It's just like,
and someone who's putting on for the country, like, do you know what I'm saying?
It's true. And Little Sims, yeah, she has a lot of depth to her rap. Not only she's been in Top Boy, you know, just seeing the talent that she actually has, and as a female as well. I'm not saying as a female, but as a female representing in England, there's not a lot of people like that have that type of depth on the scene. So yeah, she should really be bigging herself up.
100%, man. So yeah, Benny, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this was the best outcome, my guy. It doesn't look good in it, but obviously he's entitled to his opinion. Always gonna give respect to someone who's using their voice, but I'm not sure he got this one right. That's just my personal opinion. So yeah, don't know.